Hello, my name is Roberto Gonzalez Jr. For this assignment, we were asked to present an integrative video essay that answers a few questions that pertain to organizational behavior and my own personal strengths. To start out, we were first asked the question, what did the StrengthFinder reveal as your greatest strengths, and what do you personally believe to be your greatest strengths as a leader? In comparison to the top 5 strengths that resulted from my StrengthFinder 2.0 assessment, I found that many of them were in line with what I believe about myself as a leader. The results revealed that my strengths were strategic, ideation, achiever, deliberative, and analytical. To describe a few, I can say that I am strategic in nature because I like to have clear plans and I believe I am well organized. I always try to be creative and find that I like to present ideas and build upon them. I am an achiever and will strive to complete the task at hand. In my field, there are always new projects, and my work is never the same twice. As a marketer and graphic designer, I have to be creative and find new ways to solve communications problems. I can be deliberative at times. I find myself to be the one that organizes and carries out plans before many in my place of work. I am highly analytical. I like to know how things function and apply principles and methods to my daily work. Mostly all of the strengths that are reported are in line with my character. I find that my greatest strength is my ability to create things from start to finish. I find it very rewarding to take my ideas and build them up so they can be implemented and used by people around me. The second question asked, how do you intend to build on these strengths? In assessing my strengths and improving on them, I must focus on what I am good at to make them better. Taking into consideration the strengths identified by the StrengthFinder 2.0 results, I see myself working harder towards refining my strengths. Strategically, I will look to identify different scenarios and outcomes to problems that need solutions. My ability to conceptualize and envision ideas can be a great asset to any team. Possessing a creative mind has also been very useful in my career as a marketer and advertiser. I have been able to find ways to add value to my work by incorporating my ideas. I look to make my skills better by accepting more challenging projects and roles in the current corporation I work for. Having the first two strengths has given me a powerful tool to help me achieve my goals. With the ability to be creative, strategic, and analytical, I can successfully carry out complex projects that are challenging and require skills that are not easily developed by others. I will seek to improve these strengths by working with people that can help me push my work to another level and that possess similar strengths. I will gain different perspectives and alternatives to solutions by participating with these people to accomplish goals. When I look at myself as being deliberative, I do see where I can be somewhat of a thinker and problem solver who asks a lot of questions. I think through what can go right and wrong with a planned project. I assess what my risks are before cautiously moving forward with a plan. This strength is useful because it can keep me from making rash decisions that are not well thought out. To build on this strength, I will be more vigilant and become more involved with the overall business planning. In this way, I can give my opinions about potential ideas and plans. Looking at the final strength amongst the top 5 identified, I can see where I can be analytical in nature. It's always been a part of who I am. I find that thinking through or identifying what people need from a product helps me create better advertising materials. Knowing how something works and what people want from a product or service helps when you are trying to promote its benefits. I like to be helpful to my fellow colleagues by finding ways to better manage and organize data so that it is quickly accessible and efficiently used. The third question asked was, what concepts from the course do you find to be most useful? Throughout the course, it was interesting to learn about the different concepts that affect an organization's behavior and the way a company's structure affects its employees. A few of the most useful concepts that I learned about were the way a company was structured to meet its goals. It was very important to know how companies can make adjustments to find the right balance between integration and differentiation. This could ultimately lead to a greater efficiency and effectiveness because people would understand each other's needs and communicate better throughout the organization. Some of the things that helped understand an organization's structure were identifying the strengths of a team. The fourth question asked, what method of motivation do you believe to be the most effective? A method of motivation that was presented and that I believe to be most effective was rotating employees' jobs. Knowing from experience that one can eventually become bored of a job as repetitive routine, I find that allowing an employee to experience and even perform a variety of tasks can motivate them and even inspire them to be more creative in their workplace. Employees can even provide feedback and give an alternative point of view to problems that may need to be addressed within the organization. The fifth question asked, what concepts of a team leadership do you believe best fit your approach and will result in the highest level of performance? When choosing a leadership style or method, I believe that the highest level of performance comes from allowing teams to self-manage themselves. Although it takes a certain type of person to be able to perform on their own, I think that they will accomplish more and will be more motivated to perform their best if they feel ownership and are responsible for the projects they work on. The last question asks, how would you overcome resistance to change in your organization? Resistance is defined as the act or power of resisting, opposing, or withstanding. When we reflect on our own organizations, we can see that throughout the period that we are employed, we will face a number of changes that can result from procedural changes or structural changes. We learn that sometimes people and the organizations we work for resist changes because it is unknown what they will lead to in the future. Other times, changes are needed to keep the organization moving forward, like technological or social trends. This can sometimes present obstacles for management because employees may resist and tend to want to revert back to old procedures and methods. If resistance is not properly dealt with, then it could affect the overall efficiency of a company. To overcome this resistance within my own organization, we have implemented retraining, communication, and participation programs that help employees transition into new roles or learn to use new technology. This helps counteract the effects of resistance by involving our employees in the transition process and informing them of changes so they do not fear the unknown. I have seen many times in which new procedures have been implemented and employees have tried to use old methods because they don't fully understand how new technology and procedures work. I have personally had to help retrain employees in my organization so they know how to properly use equipment and data storage devices that will help them perform their jobs better. This has been very beneficial to our organization and its future. Thank you for listening.